So I am starting to actually drive in about 2 years because I'm currently 13, but I'm gonna be 14 June. You know how it's gonna go, and that's about the time we're trying to research on what you're planning on to be your first car. What you should do is probably make a list, and here's my list. Come up with 5 cars that I want to actually drive. I'll also tell you some evidence from what I've heard about them. So number 5, this is at last on my list, the Honda Civic EK. These things, from what I've heard, is that they're pretty fun, and they're pretty bulletproof too, but the thing about Honda Civics is that they can get stolen. So you have to be careful. They're one of the most stolen cars on earth. And then if you find one for like 3K, yeah, these are all under 10K. If you find one that are like 3K, you'll probably have to replace some parts since like they'll probably have a lot of miles on it. And the car's plenty of mods for that extra 7K. And then number 4 for me will be the Audi A4 1.8T. These cars have plenty of mod capabilities, and they're reliable. They have all-wheel drive. They're just fun cars from what I've heard. And this is also a good alternative to the Audi RS5 you can also find around the same price. But the RS4, sorry. The RS4 has a pretty complex engine, and you'll have to replace the timing belt a lot. So this one, it's definitely a great car. Well, you can find these for about $6,000. Specifically the early 2000s models. The number 3, well, this is actually my opinion, and you knew this was on here, the Nissan 350Z. These cars have very recently became affordable for a beginner driver, so these things you can find for about $7,000. They take $3,000, then make it your own, even though I can't do too much to it. Nissan 370Z, it's fun, it's powerful, and it's overall just a great car. And this also means the Infiniti G35. They're essentially the exact same car, but the G35 is actually 4-seat, while the Nissan 350Z is 2-seat. And the G35 also has a sedan version, which is interesting. So number 2 would be the Acura Integra. Unlike the Civic, you can actually find these for about the same price, but they don't get stolen as often, and they actually get better mileage, like the Civic. And the Integra is awesome, in my opinion. I love the Integra. It's definitely one of my favorite cars ever. It's actually on my dream car list, so the only thing better than this is something we're going to see next. Some more things. But these things are awesome. They have an awesome engine sound. They even have something special called VTEC. That means if you're redlining, the car's just going to get some more power, and it's going to go faster. It's very nice. It's also in the Civic because it's Honda. It's also in the Accord for some reason. It's in that Acura NSX, like all of that. I love Hondas. It was apparently a Lotus for some reason. But the Acura Integra is an awesome car. And then my final entry on this list is specifically the 2002 Subaru WRX. So this was the first WRX that would go that came to America. Right, and they're about like $23,000 when they were new. Yeah, but now you can find them for about $8,000 these days. And they're awesome. Like, they have all-wheel drive, they're practical, they have like 4 seats. Even though they're not gonna be the nicest things, because you can find one for about like 180,000 miles on it, like around that. And then that might be when you'll have to replace the head gasket. But it's overall an awesome car. Like, if you want to, well, if you're in high school, if you like want to be like the best person there, definitely buy a WRX. And though you're not going to find an SCI in that price point because that's performance ball, which might go for like 15 grand.